Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for November 14th, 2020, Daniel chapter 6, The Trap. Yesterday we heard that the rivals of Daniel set up a trap to get rid of Daniel. This was done because they wanted the power and they did not want to see that Daniel was well gifted by God to be in that position. So what was the trap? Verse 7. All the high officials of the kingdom, the prefects and the satraps, the counselors and the governors are agreed that the king should establish an ordinance and enforce an injunction that whoever makes petition to any god or a man for 30 days, except to you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the injunction and sign the document so that it cannot be changed, according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which cannot be revoked. Daniel's rivals knew that Daniel would not stop worshiping for even one day, alone 30 days. What about you? What would happen if the governor comes in with an edict that says, you cannot worship God for 30 days? Would you stop worshiping God for 30 days for fear of punishment? Well, I look at our recent struggle with COVID. There was a time when the church was shut down. We missed Good Friday and Easter. What a tragedy. Some have returned back to church, but some I haven't seen since March. If we were in Daniel's position, I fear that many of us would quickly give in and say, it's only 30 days, then I can go back and worship God. So what would Daniel do? Verse 9, therefore King Darius signed the document and injunction. When Daniel knew that the document had been signed, he went to his house, where he had his windows in his upper chamber open toward Jerusalem. He got down on his knees 3 times a day and prayed, and gave thanks before his God, as he had done previously. So what was the first thing that Daniel did? He disobeyed the king. But to obey God and to worship God, that was the goal. Of course, it was a trap, and he knew it, and the rivals were there to haul Daniel in before the king. Verse 12, then they came near and said before the king concerning the injunction, O king, did you not sign an injunction that anyone who makes petition to any god or a man within 30 days, except to you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing stands fast according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which cannot be revoked. Then they answered and said before the king, Daniel, who is one of the exiles from Judah, pays no attention to you, O king, or the injunction you have signed, but makes his petitions 3 times a day. There was no loophole for Daniel. Daniel was not afraid. Faith trusts in God. I like what Jesus says about this in Matthew chapter 10, verse 32. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I will also acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I will also deny before my Father who is in heaven. Daniel was not going to wait 30 days, nor was he going to worship in secret. But he continued to pray and worship, knowing that, yes, the rivals would have set a trap for him, and that he would be hauled in before the king and eventually thrown into the den of lions. Join me again tomorrow as we hear about the den of lions. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please take an opportunity to share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.